Okay, everyone, today we're going to continue our work with inquiry. We're going to investigate by asking questions so we can learn more information. And this week we started thinking about something new. We started thinking about where our food comes from. Where does our food come from? And we have really been talking about connection. Today, I want to teach you a new word, connection. Connection is a relationship in which a thing or idea is linked with something else. So we want to think about if there is a connection between the foods we get and where we get our foods and how we can think about that, because that's really important when we're thinking about the foods that we eat, and we eat foods every day. So I'm asking this question: where does food come from? Now, we have two main foods that are grown in Indiana. Lots of plants and lots of foods are grown in Indiana, but the two most popular plants are corn. You can see that right there. You see corn all the time. You see corn when you're driving, and you can see farms filled with corn stalks. And then also soybeans. Soybeans are another very, very popular food that's grown in our state of Indiana. So today we're going to talk about corn. And you've probably seen corn all over, like I said. And so we're going to talk today about how corn is grown. We're going to read a story called From Kernel to Corn. So this is how we take little kernel seeds and we plant them to make corn. It says, corn tastes yummy. How does it grow? So first, a farmer has to prepare for planting. They drive over the field with a cultivator. That's this big tractor machine. And this machine has blades that turn over the dirt. The blades break up the clumps of dirt, and then now the field is ready for planting. Then the farmers plant seeds. A seed is called a kernel. The farm uses a row planter to plant kernels. A row planter is a machine that digs ditches in the field. The row planter puts the kernels in the ditches and then covers them with dirt. Then the seeds change. Water helps the seeds grow into plants. So this is an example right here of one seed, and it's starting to take root. Once the kernels soak up in water from the dirt, the kernel swells up, it gets bigger, and then a root breaks open and grows down into the ground. They take in water and food from the dirt in order to help them grow. Then a tiny plant grows. The sprouts come out of the kernels. A sprout is a young corn plant. It grows up out of the dirt, and sunlight and water help the sprout grow. Then you see that corn plants grow tall. And you've probably seen that a lot when you're driving around our town or when you drive around other parts of Indiana. Corn grows tall very fast. A stalk is the stem of a corn plant, and a stalk can grow 5 inches in one day. It takes a girl or boy 2 years to grow that much. So it takes us a really long time to grow up tall, but it takes corn a very short time to grow. The farmers have to protect the plants from the bugs because bugs carry diseases that can kill the plants. And so they use things to help block the weeds. And then some farmers spray their crops to kill weeds and bugs. Then cobs grow. Cobs grow on the corn stalks. Kernels grow on the cobs, and cobs with kernels are called ears of corn. Leaves cover each ear to protect it. These leaves are called husks. Maybe you've heard that term, husking some corn. The corn is picked. Some farmers use machines, and other farmers, they pick it all by hand. Then they sell the corn. They can sell it at a fresh farmer's market or to a grocery store. Then people buy the corn, take it off the husks. They have to peel back this green part of the plant, and then you can cook it before you eat it. Then we eat the corn. Corn on the cob tastes good with butter, salt, and pepper. It tastes good all by itself. So that is how we go from kernel, very tiny seed, to corn. All right, now that we've had a chance to read that story and listen to that story about how corn is grown, I just wanted to show you the parts of a corn plant. A couple of these things were mentioned in the story, and a couple of these things were not mentioned. So we talked about the roots and how the seeds take root in the ground. There's also something called brace roots, which is like the top part of the root. Then we have the sheath, the silks, the blade, the stalk, which is the very long, tall part, and then the tassel. And all of these things all together make the parts of a corn plant. I want to talk to you about something. Speaking of corn, I learned something new this week. I learned that Indiana is the #2 state in the entire United States. We make the most popcorn, the second to most popcorn in the entire United States. So we make a lot of popcorn, and we do that by using the corn kernels. And then there's a process, and I'm going to show you a video of how they dry it out and how they mix things together to make the kernels, which we pop and make popcorn. And I thought this was funny. A little picture of Mrs. Ferris eating some popcorn. I love popcorn. So I wanted to show you all of that today so you could start thinking about how we don't just get food from the grocery store. There's a long process of things that people have to do to grow food, to make sure it has the right environment in order for us to be able to buy it or in order for us to be able to eat it. And I know some people in our class actually have their own gardens, so they don't even have to go to the store for some of the fruits and vegetables that they get. So the last thing that we're going to do is I'm going to attach this page on Canvas today, and you can either draw a picture of it yourself, or you can write on the page, and I just want you to practice labeling the parts of a corn. The most important parts are the roots, the stalk, and the tassel. Those are just the couple ones I want you to really think about today.